I don't belong here, in a place where life has left me. I'm 25 going on 150. My body feels old and I'm trying to lift the weight from my soul, but it's moving against me. I've emptied out my theodox, I lift my middle finger up, I'm screaming fuck you to all the demons here that keep me stuck. The pain is sharp like paper cuts, I hate them much, but yes I trust. I must combust, I must blow up, I must have roll this courage up. Boom, sparks fill the room, I'm feeling the rhythm I move. My soul is more worn than the soles in my shoes. Nike trainer blues, a man with none to lose. I think I lost my sanity, calamity in shoes. Poor choice maker, I rip out the pages of fate, then I roll them up like bizzle of paper. Taker, lung full of destiny, a man with no part, it's a very strange entity. Tears on my sleeves, hold on, and holes in these jeans, hold on. I haven't slept in weeks, hold on. I haven't found no peace, hold on. I get my teeth tied, hold on, and these tears run dry, hold on. Two bloodshot.
I begin? Wait a minute, I know. Step 1, I repent. Step 2, let me go. No, 3, maybe I show you remorse for my crime. Fuck that, let me speak my mind. So allow me to introduce myself to your manifestation of everybody in this room. Girl, ever felt discarded by a system that's regarded to be something for the people, but the people disregarded, it's retarded. Putting all the power in the palms of the heartless. Lions don't care when chewing on carcass. Homeless levels rise and the politicians pardon. Slave labour wage docking pay for the farmers. Britain, Great Britain, no, you're a slave, Great Britain. Tax bracket rise, grow. Give a tax break for a suit and tie on the low. Well, the everyday people getting fucked till they broke, so let me load, on the road, I never vote, big in the polls, Britain the road, who's in control when there is no food in the bowl. It's a low blow, representatives don't show empathy, plain to see, represent me, no soccer.
Hello, hello. We're a little bit under the weather today, but we're still cooking up with secret magic hot sauce, man. This is one that's on its way.
Howdy. There's a song coming in about 2 weeks' time. It's a fucking banger, boys. Right, just carrying on from earlier, right? And do with this information whatever you want. So our situational awareness, right, evolved at a slower pace than our technology and our technological means, right? So go back in time, right? Hoarding resources and gathering resources made sense if you lived in tribes, if you lived in small villages. Say a long winter comes along, right, or a war with a neighboring town. You know what I mean? Like having a stockpile of resources is a matter of survival. It's important. When our technological means created ultimate abundance and removed scarcity, and it has done that. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you or trying to sell you something, right? We have the technological means for ultimate abundance, agriculturally and otherwise, right? For every single person on this planet. It's been the case for fucking ages. Right, so primal instinct shaped the human value system. It wasn't by mistake. And somewhere along the line, we linked the hoarding of resources to social status, right? The more you have, the higher your social status, or the feelings of inferiority or superiority, depending on your resources. And those resources can be anything, by the way. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the obvious things, but the accumulation of these things became synonymous with either just varying levels of status, whether it's in social circles, personal circles, family structures, right? It was all, a lot of it was tied to resources based on primal instinct, right? These shaped the structures and systems that we built, all of them without exception. And our technology eventually reached a point where it created such abundance that having these primal instincts and having a value system rooted in them became incredibly a lot of people will say it's human nature to be destructive, it's human nature to be greedy and gravitate towards certain things. It's not, it's an education issue. It's being raised in systems of nurture that have misguided values. So on the hierarchy of the human value system, we have placed the hoarding of resources above the need to honor natural laws of the universe, which are found everywhere. They're found in fractals. They're found in so many natural systems. The answer is in plain sight, pretty much, and we just don't. We choose not to ignore. We choose to ignore it. Because we're so set in these structures, and because of nurture, because everywhere, from every fucking TV program you watch, to the education in your schools, to everywhere you look, you are constantly being conditioned to have these values. And it is the human value system that is kind of the first principle of so many problems in this world, because even the pursuit of power, right, is a lot of the time birthed from the value system. It's why this human idea of good versus evil, left versus right, us versus them will never work, because the value system is faulty. You cannot expect to solve a problem by operating within the same paradigm where the problem exists. You can't. You have to remove yourself from that paradigm if you're going to change things in any meaningful way, right? And that comes from reshaping the human value system. If you reshape the human value system, so many things which seem a threat no longer become a threat, because it becomes completely out of the interest of your species' survival to behave in the ways that you do, because you realize that we are living with outdated instincts that do not align with how far we technologically have progressed. It doesn't make sense. It's suicide. By behaving and acting like this, we are willingly walking to the woods, the precipice of a cliff. I don't say it lightly. A lot of people having these awakenings where they're still pointing at the symptom. Nobody is pointing at the root cause. Everyone is pointing at the symptom. And trying to tackle the symptom head on will only magnify and accentuate the problem. We have to start thinking in first principles and finding the root causes of these issues, and then we can unpack them accordingly. I've stumbled across some pretty fucking cool minds this week who have been talking about solutions rooted in digital thinking systems, which makes a lot of sense, because you can remove the human story, the human narrative, and all the conditioning of the human brain, and start solving problems with absolute truths and predictive outcome models, which help us steer us in the course of human survival and human well-being on a global scale, which should ultimately always be at the top of the hierarchy system, as should homeostasis. But we can thrive, and we can build systems, living systems, which flourish. The truth is everywhere. We just choose for some reason not to look at it, but it's found in natural systems, and we can observe these natural systems on macro or micro scales and see which ones flourish and which ones perish, right? And which behavior allows them to flourish, and it's not parasitic behavior. And we have, for reasons mentioned before, become parasitic in our behavior, and the crazy thing is we are creatures whose behavior doesn't necessarily have to be slave to primal instincts, and we've proven that time and time again, by the way, in just our everyday living systems. So it's time for us to catch up with our technology, and it's time for us to build a better future. Why would we?
Now, all of that aside, sorry, I am rambling, but new music, let's talk about it, because I got a call from Ren yesterday, and he said, hey man, I know I was going to drop my album first, but what do you think about dropping the Inpatient shit? And I said, Ren, that would make me so happy. Let's go. We've been sitting on this album. We're like done mixing it. It's the best album I've heard in, like, not just because I'm involved. Of course, you know, I think I'm pretty good at what I do. I know for a fact Ren is incredible at what he does. JP on the production, incredible at what he does. This Inpatient album is the best album I have probably heard in the past decade. And I'm not just saying that. It's so fucking fire, and I cannot wait for you to hear it. So just know, Inpatient, which is me and Ren and JP, the album is called Asylum, and it's coming a lot sooner than we thought it was.
I am Sheep Jesus. Hello, my flock. Come to me. Come on, boys. Yes. Yes. Nah to you too, mate. Come. Fucking love a car park.
It is to be like you. How cruel, how cruel.
I like the world to see the best part of me. But I want to make this video because you don't see how bad it is.
So remember me and smile. All of the souls heading back home down a one-way road. So it
I
goes
feel so lucky
until the casket's closed.
to have music as an anchor. And I don't know what I want to gain out of this video. I just hope that, I don't know, but I am still here and I haven't given up, and that's because I think that there's still part of me that's like, there'll be some way out and it'll be worth it all. And I just fucking hope I'm right, because I can't do it for more years. Like, I'm just watching all my young years just fucking pass by. Oh. Praying for a miracle. I want a miracle.